I spent my life with another Sarah growing in Sanctuary, but yeah, that life was quickly interrupted by a full-grown Carno. I really did consider running for my life, but Sarahs aren't very gifted in the speed department. Unlike when I play as a Carno, I spend most of my Sarah life acting like a cornered cat. So when in doubt, fight it out. Run headfirst into the danger. Getting chased? Well, sure, you could run for your life. Or you could use the cornered cat strategy. Fake it till you make it. Or at least until you don't make it. Yeah. All that to say, as a 40% or so, I decided to attempt to hold my ground. My teammate was clearly the target. Using my roar would give me a chance of not being knocked down as long as I could lower the distance of his ram. Rule number 1, never run away from a Carno. You're only delaying the inevitable and giving him more room to charge. When I'm fighting a Carno, I always run straight towards it. And the Stego in the background, he was also employing that method, running straight towards us, which was mildly terrifying. And as my teammate dropped, my heart rate didn't drop. It went straight through the roof. Face tanking wasn't the best strategy, but at least I could get some scars on him. That was until the Stego ran up. But I caught him in another good charge and puked him. We both took a moment to flee from the approaching whale on legs. And this turnaround ult bite really did a number on me. At that point I was sort of on my last legs, but I wasn't giving up. If I was gonna die, he was gonna be left red and unable to eat because he threw up. As we turned through the bush, I lost him for a second. But you know, the absolute girth of a Carno's hitbox is quite impressive. At this point, I was quite annoyed. I had plans for the evening, and those plans included not being a baby. I did the only logical thing and invested my in-server currency straight into a mystical spell from the heavens above. Watch this. Yup, a few other times on the server I've grown dinosaurs and sold them for points, and I just used those points today on a voucher. I'm playing on Pieds EU, which is why my ping is through the roof. I promise it's usually not this bad. I mean, 160 is still pretty bad, but it's not as bad as 200. But I believe on this day, the server was in a bit of agony. Anyway, I don't have the time budget for one of these, so this video is going to be a little bit more casual and hopefully a bit shorter. I say as I look at the timestamp of stuff I have to edit. The Carnos were really hungry on this day. They wanted our food. How do I know they were really hungry? Well, because they were annoying as hell. Just like the birds. But the birds are always annoying, that's to be expected. There's another reason I know he's very hungry, but I'll leave that for later. For now, watch me chase him off angrily and try to bite his tail. When I'm on Sarah, I always feel like I'm biting them on the tail, but they're always barely out of reach. There could be a reason for that. You know, I'm just thinking. Top right of the screen. 200 ping? Yeah. Anyway, I stood on my rock. I surveyed the landscape. And I watched. I watched that sneaky little Carno. Look at him. Like a little hyena in the Pride Lands. He sneaks straight towards the food. Full sprint. No one else is noticing him. I am. He makes a very vital mistake. Okay, first mistake, he doesn't see me coming. Second mistake, he stops right in front of me to eat his food, which slows him down for just long enough. Yup, one bite and he puked. That's because his stomach was low. He was hungry. He'll be even more hungry now that I just made him throw up the single bite of food that he acquired. You know who else is hungry? Well, not my dinosaur because my stomach's full, but I'm hungry in another way. I'm hungry for blood, so I sniff his trail. I followed his tracks and saw this little side character running in a random direction. I tracked him for a little while, but I made a very fatal mistake right here. That footprint was pointing in a different direction. I should have gone in that direction, but I saw the blood leading straight and I just assumed like I should follow the blood. No, I probably should have gone in the way the footstep was leading me. So safe to say I wandered around doing F-all until we all decided that it was time to take a drink. Those silly billies decided to drink on a random spot in the river, but I showed them what I knew. I showed them some secret tech, and I came under here to take a little safe drink between these barricades. Only one of them took my advice, but, you know, better than no one. The mission was to head to Sanctuary. I love it at Sanctuary, it's awesome. However, we soon got this cute little message saying that there was a sandstorm coming. Genius idea by me, because I'm a genius. I said, let's go to the dam and hang out on the big platform. We would be safe here from the effects of the storm, and what I actually hoped was that we might have some epic battle for the platform. We might meet up with some other dinosaurs and go to war. And soon these absolute bums invaded our territory. Look at them. Get out of our land, buddy. Looking back on this footage just breaks my heart because I wish we had just gone at it right here. It would have saved us from a lot of annoyance. But we didn't want to just attack on sight, okay? We gave them one rule. You stay on that side, we'll stay on this side. Don't cross the white line. Look at this guy. Running across the freaking white line. Buddy! Buddy! Where are you going? Tried to bite this guy on the butt as he ran past, just to tell him how I feel. And then they crawled up into this little crack in the wall. Oh my god, this pissed me off. I spent so long going back and forth with these guys, telling them, we'll stay on one side, you guys come out to the other side. I was thinking we could have a massive, like, battle. A huge battle in the center, you know, get them to line up, us to line up, we'll go count of 3, let's fight. But no, they just stayed in the wall. Just think about it. It's a narrow space, you can't walk past each other. This game doesn't have any friendly fire setting for teammates. So it's not like the people in the back of the line can fight, only the people in the front. These are the type of people who be going on land to fight as a Deino. Like, just fight in the water. Okay, don't ignore what I said in chat right there. But just think about it, like the 2 people in front are going to be head to head, they're just going to bite until those 2 in the front die, then the next 2 bite until they die. There's going to be like 1 or 2 survivors from each team. What's the point? Like, just come out and let's have an epic boss battle. Why? Why would we fight in a narrow corridor and just kill the first 2 people in line, including your team, by the way? It's just like, bro, come on. Just come fight. At this point, an absolute creature emerged. This guy crawled all the way around just to shake his head at us. I thought initially he was gonna climb up the steps and be like fighting the guys inside. Maybe he had seen what was going on. But no, he was on their side. He protected them. He hissed at us. He almost got his face absolutely ripped off by a steg. That would have just been karma. At the highest degree. I would have loved that. I was also trying to film a cool moment with the dinosaurs just wandering around in the storm, and instead I got him holding this completely erect human man. Why? Why? I couldn't use this in my main video. I was like, this is just ridiculous footage. Bro, like, this was seriously just 30 minutes of arguing in a sandstorm while this Deino, who couldn't reach us, had a little hissy fit. It was very scary, very horrifying. I would have liked to eat them, I was a little hungry. However, very cinematic. Look at this. This was my intro for the last video, I used this clip in it. It was pretty awesome. The Croc's teammate was an Outcast, so that says a lot about the pair of them, just saying. I stuck my head through the bars because I'm, like, brain dead, I think. And, just kind of messed around, waiting to get bitten in the face. It definitely could have happened. Gave him a little butt wiggle for the road. No, and seriously though, this guy blocks the path. Lets them go by? Friendly as? Doesn't let us go by. Like, bro. Are we for real? Are we for real? I really wanted to get by though, so I was just gonna do it anyway. See, he's like obviously turning his face towards us, shaking his head, like not letting us pass. insane mix packing behavior. I wanted to claw my eyes out. Like, I was just itching to chase them after all of that arguing and going crazy at each other. That fatty blocks the way. I wanted revenge more than anything else, but unfortunately we never found these guys. They left. They ran for their lives with the same cowardice that kept them hiding in a wall for like 20 minutes straight. Diabolical behavior. Ultimately though, I'm just having a rant for fun. It's a survival game. They wanted to survive. No hard feelings. And all of that was soon forgotten because we started beef with this croc. Now right before this, corpse is cleared, and I was standing face to face with a steg body drop. And I was thinking, hey, I'm really hungry. And the guy was like, no, one of our teammates, he's like, no, don't eat it. Let's just rip all the food off and put it on the ground so it rots, so we get bile. I was like, oh, okay, whatever, like, I'll eat it in a second. Then we ran off chasing those guys, came back, bodies wiped. So now I'm hungry as hell. Apparently Mr. Outcast over here was feeling a bit hungry too, because he tried to pull some sneaky behavior. Not on my watch. I have an eagle's eye. Very observant. Sometimes. As soon as one of them ran in, it was a free-for-all after that. We were all going crazy, we were all biting. There wasn't too much strategy here other than I wanted to run in quick, not stand in the way of my teammates, and try to bite him directly after he had bitten. Even with ult bite, there's a bit of a cooldown, so we were just getting a few free hits, and then when he does something like that and turns around, that's when you want to try and get a free one. So I ran to chase him here, but I swerved to the side because I didn't want to get in the way of my teammates and get bitten. I think right there I actually did get in the way, or he bit me on the tail, but I'm not completely sure. And here he just bullies us. He just does the devious little wiggle. We probably shouldn't have gone in again because he can just bite directly, like face tank and bite, which is what happened to me. You can't get around him, you can't, play with his ult bites because there's water behind him. If you can't get behind someone, it makes it a bit more difficult to hunt as a pack. I was bleeding a bit, so I got my mud on right here. Now obviously you can never disrespect a teammate countdown, so on 3 we started messing with him again. Got in the way of a few people, which is something I apparently like to do as a Sarah. But it is a bit difficult when he's got water behind him, because you can't all spread out. Probably could have backed down, but I was feeling a little greedy for that vigilante skin. If one of us could have gotten that, that would have been pretty cool. As soon as his teammate came out the water though to protect him, it's like, well, it's over at that point. What are you even supposed to do, to be honest? And this is when I'm realizing things aren't looking very good for me. I'm very hungry. I'm very hurt. Not a good combination. So we decide to book it for Highlands. Now I was already orange health, so as soon as I started starving, it was gonna get real bad for me, and I couldn't smell any food, even with the Sarah smell range. In hindsight, apparently I could have stored my dinosaur and gotten the voucher back even if I wasn't full health. But I really thought that you couldn't for some reason. And I would need my stamina to fully recharge to even store, which my stamina was at this point pretty low and I didn't have much hope. I was really hoping my teammates could go find me a meal and bring it back. Like, look at that. Are we for real? Seriously? Full red? You're probably wondering why even bother spawning back in. My teammates got food for me? Well, no, they don't, because this right here happened to them. Yeah. Unfortunately, Sarah's are slower than Tenno's. Not by much, but there's just like, you can't run away from them. If I know Tenno, I know the mouth doesn't do much damage, but look at this. That's how low I was. He killed me just from biting me on the butt. Like, this game is so painful. So yeah, a bit of a shorter, lighthearted video. It's a prequel to the last video I posted. It was like a mini life that I thought was pretty interesting, but not enough to make a whole ass documentary about. So let me know if you enjoy a more casual, short video now and again.